When we talk about personal development, it's something that when you hear it, this phrase, personal development, you have a lot of things that jumping into your head. While what we're trying to teach, let's say, what we're trying to actually bring to the people that we are working with is awareness. Awareness towards themselves and towards them with their surrounding. We know that we are all product of our environment. When we say environment, we mean our surrounding, our close friends, our circles of people around us, our school, our workplace, everything that is actually giving some kind of information towards our life. When we take this information and process it and becoming something because of that. And when we are talking about personal development, we are taking this place of processing and then dividing it to few phases and understanding first of all what we get from the environment, how we processing it, what it's influencing us, and then which actions we need to take. Because today we are working actually on kind of automat, and we are just reacting to some actions and some events that are happening in our own life, while we need to start to take actions. And taking actions is just by being aware towards yourself, towards your surrounding, and how you and your surrounding actually developing in kind of harmony and in building constructive way. So personal development, it's working on yourself in order to be a better person, and with that actually build better society that will keep influencing you to be a better person. And then it's correlated to each other. There are no any requirements that you need to have or any previous knowledge regarding personal development. You need to know who you are, and this is where it starts. When we are starting to work on our personal development, usually we are kind of doing I will say this is the wrong way to say it, but let's say kind of psychology work on ourselves in order to see our life and where we started to the point that we are now. We examine it, we see what we did good, what we did wrong, and with that we are going towards the future. The people that can start work on personal development, it's everybody. You don't need to, and again, what we are doing and what we are talking about, it's not some kind of coaching or not some kind of really teaching something new. We are just taking what we know, who we are, and we are becoming just a better version of that. It's not something that require anything, and it's not something that depends on somebody or it's for specific kind of group of people. It's for all of us. It's personal development, it's a human development. It's to understand what is differentiating us with all the difference of the world, and to understand what is actually each one uniqueness and how I contribute to this system that called humanity. This is personal development. And the best time to start working on it is the time that you feel the need to be a better person, to be a better at whatever it is. Usually people that are starting personal development are the people that are stuck in their job, stuck in their studies, stuck. But it doesn't necessarily need to get to this situation and say, okay, now I need to change something. But if you will ask me, it's something that we should implement it in primary school and in kindergarten. And it's something that is actually related to our upbringing. We need to understand that it's something that we are missing in our daily life. So there is no time or who or where to start it. It depends on you, and it can start immediately. You begin by asking questions. You need always, in constant way, to ask yourself why, how, and all those questions that can pop into your head in a better how to get better. Personal development and growth are linking together. It's something that is you cannot separate them. While growth is something that is happening naturally, I will say that personal development is something that happening with awareness, with a conscience, that you know what you're working on right now, and it's something that you focus on. Obstacle that can occur in personal development, it's only you. You are the only obstacle that you have, and this is a tough one because you in constant way need to overcome yourself and go against your rational and your emotional feelings in order to grow, in order to step up. Everybody has different things, let's say, that they call fear, that are holding them down, different kind of influences. So when you actually start to dig in yourself, in this persona, you discover something that everybody afraid to discover. And it's simple, and it's to take responsibility on your own life. It's to be in charge on your own life and understand that nobody else can deal with the consequences. That's it. When we're talking about fear, we need to differentiate two things. There is this fear that we are having when the protection mechanism, our survival instinct is starting, and this is a fear that we have. And there is fear that we learn to live with. And this is the fear that actually our environment tells us don't do or do. This is good and this is bad. And those fears are there in order to manipulate us. They are not really real. I'm giving them the power to be real. For example, if I will stand on a building and look down, I will have fear to fall down. And this is a fear of my survival mechanism that tell me, listen, there is gravity that will push you down, and eventually the consequence will be hurting or dying. And there is another fear that can go now that I can look at, and it's going inside now a new job, that now I don't know what will be the unknown, and from that I'm fearing, from the unknown. And this is something that usually when we overcome it and we are going towards that, we discover that the demon is not so bad and there's no actually demon at all there, and then suddenly we feel joy and fulfillment and we feel anxiety in a good way to start and do what we do. But the fear is sometimes a way to ask ourselves, are we ready to this task or not? And the answer should be always, if our survival not in stake, yes, I am ready and do the step.